Good evening, Lake Orion. Well, you can see it's been a hot week, a rainy week. Well, I'm your host, and I am a Taormina. Yes, indeed. This is Between Taorminas on ON TV. I'm your host, Anthony. I got Sammy with me. Sam, how you doing?
Ain't in there.
For those of you wondering where Ian Weatherspoon is at,
He won the Toilet Bowl championship this past weekend in Caseville.
yeah, we were in our
And
summer home.
He took his Toilet Bowl championship and went vacationing
He went vacationing with Coach Z and
camping. He went
camping
He
and
went
Oakview
camping.
kids. So
Yeah, he
and
went
several
camping.
Oakview students and other students also participate. It's a good program that Coach Z runs. So Ian's with them for the week. So that's why Ian Weatherspoon is not here again, even though there had been some reports about potential kitty catman sightings again, but that's not the case. So let's talk about, speaking of cats, let's talk about the Detroit Tigers. It's been mentioned that they are going to try to buy in the draft or buy the trade deadline, or they're going to stay put. Now the Tigers this weekend won 2 games against the White Sox, then lost on that final day
2 games.
two games to the White Sox. So it ended up being a status quo. Now the Tigers are going to Boston.
It's over.
Boston is
It's over.
leading the AL
It's
East.
over.
Why?
Because here's why it's over. Because they had their chance, blew it against Chicago, because Chris Sale was scratched,
We'll bring up Chris Sale in a little bit.
and then they blew it. Because here's why. This
Why?
is a team because their bullpen sucks, their pitching sucks,
They
and
pitched.
and they let Chicago's bullpen just literally dominate them. And that can't happen. When you want to be a playoff team, you can't let a bullpen dominate you. And that's what happened here. Chicago bullpen dominated the Tigers. And that's what happened.
So,
And the Tigers are not a consistent team. And we know that.
well, I know that they're not a consistent team, but the Tigers are still second place in the AL Central.
Yeah, but the question is how many games they back? Up 7.5? 8.5? They're done. They're
So
not
you
gonna
think
catch
this
them.
is Cleveland's division to
This
win?
is Cleveland's division to lose, because here is why. The Tigers ain't going to catch them. Chicago ain't going to catch them. Kansas City might not catch them. Kansas City is the only capable team, and they're on the verge of trading their closer, Wade Davis. And Kansas City is the only logical team that can catch the Cleveland Indians.
So the Royals are being sellers.
right now, yes.
So would you consider the Tigers being buyers, or are they staying put?
Well, Al Avila said that they're going to stay put. I don't buy that comment. I think they're going to sell and trade a piece. As I mentioned last week, as I said about Anthony Go, Stephen Moya, and
Ian said that
Tyler
was a
Collins,
bad deal.
and Tyler Collins as trade baits. There's a reason why I said that, and it's because you can get some good value in return. You know what I mean, for those guys. Because you look at what Anthony Ghost has done. He's done nothing. He's in Double-A. Stephen Moya can improve on his defense. Needs a fresh start. Tyler Collins, not that good of a baseball player. I mean, these 3 guys can need new fresh starts, and what else can you go by trading these guys and bringing in new guys? It'll basically be.
But
a future.
how much value do they have?
It's plenty of value.
Ian said they don't have value at all.
He's a liar. I mean, he's a pathological
Ian the liar?
Yeah, he's a pathological liar. Because we all know, even Chris Barnett knows in his sleep that that you can trade away Anthony Ghost, Tyler Collins, and Steve Moya and get valuable pieces in return.
So you're saying our supervisor knows that, or considers you can get value off of. What are you thinking?
I think Chris Barnett can make a better general manager than Al Avila can.
What?
I'm not kidding you. because he knows the truth. He knows deep down that this team is
You're
not...
saying the host of Orion Now can make a better GM than the Tigers manager?
Yes.
Are
Than
you
Al
crazy?
Avila. He can basically clean up a team like the Detroit Tigers and basically fire Brad Ausmus and basically save this franchise from disaster. Wow. You know? And I'm telling you right now, deep down, yes, Chris Barnett needs to fix some things. Yes, he does. But
In terms of his sports views?
in terms of sports views, yes. But he can turn around a Detroit Tigers franchise. And
That's almost like saying Ian Weatherspoon can fix the Tigers.
Ian Weatherspoon, yeah, he's pure Kansas City now.
So you're saying Ian's a big-time Kansas City
He's pure
Royals fan.
Kansas City now.
You think so?
Yep.
Okay, you said that he supports Cleveland.
Yep.
You said that he supports Kansas City, and you said
Yep.
that he supports Chicago.
He supports Cleveland, Kansas City, and Chicago. You basically put these three teams together, and it makes happiness and laughter for Ian Weatherspoon.
Wow.
Yep. That's why I'm saying I think Anthony Ghost, Steven Moya, and Tyler Collins all have to be traded.
So what you take about the Yankees and what they made with the Cubs today, trading Chapman?
I think it's interesting how they got rid of Chapman, how they traded away Chapman. They got some good pieces in return. I like this 19-year-old the Cubs are traded away. I think now, you look at them now, the Cubs are going for it this year. They got Chapman, it's likely to be their closer for Hector Rondon. I thought Rondon's had not a bad season, but I'm just a little disappointed that this is a slap in the face to Rondon. But, you know, Chicago now, the Cubs are really going for this year.
Mm-hmm.
First championship, trying to get a World Series first time since 1908 with what Theo Epstein did with the Yankees. And, you know, if they trade away Andrew Miller, then that's going to be very interesting.
I don't know if I see the Yankees trading Andrew Miller.
There have been teams that are talking about him.
Or about Tigers. I'd like to see him come back to Tigers. I doubt it'll happen, but you know.
If you trade away the three pieces I named for you, Tyler Collins, Anthony Ghost, and Steven Moya, trade those three away for Andrew Miller makes a lot of sense.
Ian Weatherspoon might disagree with you on that.
Ian Weatherspoon.
Now let's talk about Chris Sale and what he did. Chris Sale is considered to be on the trading block.
Yes.
Do you think that what Chris Sale did, was that a rebellion against the White Sox, or was that telling the White Sox to trade me?
No. I mean, he just don't like to wear those jerseys. You know what I mean? He don't like to wear those throwback jerseys. And I think he will be traded by the end of the week. I really look at possibly a National League team being interested in Sale. I think that if you can't trade Sale at any division or in the American League because he'll come by and kill you. I think Chris Sale, end of the day, is going to go to the National League.
Do you think the White Sox will stop wearing the throwbacks, or do
No.
you think?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I mean, the black White Sox logo, I like that one. It's just, all due respect to the White Sox, I'm not a big fan of their red and the blue.
That was their
That's
history,
real-
though.
I know
That's
it's
their
their history, but, you know.
I mean, it's like, you know, trading away good memories of your
You
team.
can't take away history.
You can't take away history, and that's why I think Chris Sale's going to be traded by the end of the week.
So, what do you think about Chris Sale's 5-game suspension?
Deserved it.
It does nothing to him because you look at it realistically.
It does nothing.
But he's been told to stay away from the team.
Yes.
He's been told to
Stay away from the team.
But he's had a lot of uproars with management, especially
Right. That's why
Adam LaRoche
I'm saying he's
situation.
going to be traded. I think he's going to be traded by the end of the week.
So you think he's more of a distraction, the White Sox, than he is an asset?
Right, because you got Jose Katana, and I'm surprised they have everybody's up for sale for that organization.
For the White Sox?
Yep.
That'll be interesting. Well, when we come back to BT, we're going to talk about more sports. All right? See you soon.
When I'm in Lake Orion and I want to catch up on sports, I watch Between Taorminas.
Orion Township invites you to celebrate the grand reopening of the Orion Center with Summer Sizzle on Thursday, July 28th from 5 to 7 p.m. Enjoy carnival games, face painting, balloons, hot dogs, and much more. And the event is free to the public. That's Summer Sizzle at the Orion Center, located at 1335 Joslyn Road in Orion Township. For more information, call 248-391-0304, extension 305, or visit oriontownship.org.
Hello, I'm Oakland County Sheriff Mike Bouchard.
And I'm former Detroit Red Wing Joe Koser.
We'd like to remind you to practice safe boating by knowing the laws regarding water safety.
Please make sure you have the necessary safety equipment on board and be sure all of your equipment is working properly before leaving the dock.
And the probability of being involved in a boating accident nearly doubles when alcohol is involved. Always check local weather conditions, and if you notice darkening clouds, play it safe. Get off the water. Have a safe, enjoyable summer on the lake.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas here on ONTV. Sammy, how you doing?
Hanging in there.
Well, outside of baseball, we got big events coming up in August. It's the Olympics, the Summer Olympic Games in Rio. What do you think of? My question I have to ask a couple questions. I have to ask. There's maybe 3 topics that come up. First thing is the International Olympic Committee made a decision on Russia. After the track and field athletes are banned, but as far as like other sports, they've allowed them to participate. There's been other Russians that have been banned for violating anti-doping rules. But do you think that this was a great decision by the IOC to allow Russia to participate in the Olympic Games, the team?
Well, I think it is because when you look at it here, everybody's got to be represented. And Russia is the biggest country in the world when you look at based on land space and mass space and all that. But I think, when you look at the situation, it was a bad situation that the Russian government, especially with their track and field team getting banned for doping violations and all that, especially those players who weren't doping, who weren't, it's unfortunate for them that they don't get the chance to go to the Olympics. But but when you look at the Russian team as a whole, I think it was a good decision by the IOC to let the rest of the Russian teams compete in the Olympic Games.
Do you think, though, you did bring up a good point, unity. The sports often brings unity to
A country.
To, political situations, or situations where they have world situations. Do you think that then by not so basically you're saying that by allowing them to participate, you want to encourage world unity, and the Olympics is one of those things?
Absolutely, you got to do that because when you look at Olympic Games, you know what I mean. You look at the Winter Olympics. You have the Special Olympics,
yes,
and then you have these Olympics where unity is very important because unity brings a lot of people together from different countries, from different nations. You don't worry about politics when you deal with these Olympics. You don't worry about it. It's because, you have a lot of pride and spirit with your team and your country, you know what I mean, to just basically go out there, win a gold medal.
But you have to follow the rules. You have to be within. You have to follow. You can't dope up.
You can't dope up. Steroid up. No.
You can't do that. That promotes unfair competition.
No, it's unfair competition. It promotes. You know what I mean? It's basically not right when you dope or get caught with steroids or basically or take steroids. It's an unfair advantage because there's people that work their tails off every single day to get where they're at, and yet, and then you look at a person who dopes, who uses their muscles to get stronger and all that, and dopes up with a supplement or a pill. You know what I mean? It's not right. It's not fair.
One other thing that's got to be concerning going into these Olympic Games is the fear of terrorism. Have to bring it up. Security, very intense. You have a possibility of, you always have to worry about terrorism. Obviously, 1972, the Munich Games, come to mind where, as I said, politics got involved, unfortunately, and saw what happened in 1972. If you guys want to catch what happened in 1972, I would encourage you to watch one of my History Nows. I'll probably do an episode on the 1972 event on, in Munich. But my point is how concerning, you got terrorism, you also got the Zika virus.
Yep.
The Zika virus is keeping a lot of people away from the Olympic Games. Do you think that it's fabricated, or do you think it's a real scary thing?
You can't trust anything in Brazil because you look at what's going on with the situations there. You have the sewage situation around one of the Olympic sites. You have basically a situation where there's sewage in there. You have like basically.
You heard what happened in Australia. You heard what the Australian
even Australia's Olympic team is staying in hotels instead of going into the Olympic Village because of the fact there's no electricity in there. It's not suitable for Olympic people to compete in there. I mean, to live in there, to stay in there. I mean, like it's a terrible situation that's going on in Brazil right now.
You also have security situations where they arrested 10 suspects with links to ISIS trying to bomb the Olympic Games, trying to make, as I said, political statement. I mean, it's just, can you trust the security? Can you trust Brazil? Can you trust Rio officials with providing a competitive, a first-class quality Olympic venue, safe Olympic venue?
No.
You can't trust them.
No, because here's why. Because they have a lot of problems at home. They have police that are protesting the fact that they're not getting any money with their country.
A lot of political politics.
A lot of problems surrounding what's going on there. And I don't think these Olympic Games should be held in Rio because.
Where do you think it should have been held in?
I think a perfect country it could have been held was, and you think I'm going to be crazy, but maybe back at Sydney. Maybe I think it would have made a perfect sense. Maybe Sydney, Australia would have made perfect sense.
That would not sound
maybe
bad.
Tokyo would have been a perfect area, perfect venue area, or maybe even, I know they wanted to put it somewhere in South America, but maybe even Mexico City would have been a better place in Rio right now, because I think when you look at what's going on with Rio and Brazil, the political situation, the hygiene situation, the water safety issues, you know what I mean? How can you trust a city in a country like Brazil and of course the stadiums, are they even ready to go yet? Is everything ready to go yet out there in Rio? Because
the
economics, how can you trust Brazilian authorities with not only those type of things, but also the terrorism? You said it right in the head. Can you I mean, you just had 10 people arrested, you know, that have allegiance to ISIS. This is going to be, this could be dangerous. This is going to be very challenging for.
Not to mention Zika virus.
Right, not to mention the Zika virus, because this is going to be very dangerous. This is going to be very
challenging as far as security. That'll be the question: is can these Olympic Games get?
I don't think they can be.
Well, I mean, you had this situation in '72. It's a situation in Atlanta in 1996.
Right.
It's just, I mean, it's a challenge to secure these games.
It's going to be a challenge.
It's going to be a challenge. Now, back on another topic I want to mention, basketball. The United States is favored to win it again, to win gold. You saw that they've had a couple of exhibition games against quality teams, particularly Argentina and China, two very, very strong countries.
They blew out China.
They do you think that the United States is going to get a true test, or is this the United States tournament to lose, just like it was 2008, 2012?
This is the U.S. to lose, because you look at it here, the American country, the Americans are loaded with NBA players, whereas there's some NBA players that play for Germany with Dirk, and then you have
China,
and then
Spain,
Argentina. I mean, like, but here's the problem that I have. when you're going against a team like the United States, who are just absolutely loaded with NBA talent, with all those players that that play on NBA rosters, it's going to be very difficult to beat the Americans.
Are you arguing that the International Olympic Committee should not allow NBA players? Because you're also making that point about the Winter Games with should they allow NHL players to participate in the, is that an advantage?
I think it is an advantage, but
Why?
then again, when you look at it here, there's some other international players that do play in the league, so it kind of balances itself out. But
I want to talk about this when we get to our commercial break. We have to hit a commercial break, okay? We'll be right back with Between Taorminas on ONTV.
hello, Oakland County. This is Sammy Taormina talking OA Now. In it, we'll talk various stories ranging from the state to Oakland County teams affecting the OAA. Catch us here on OA Now.
Hello, Lake Orion. It's Anthony Taormina, co-host of Between Taorminas. I want to let you know of a new show called History Now. In it, we're going to talk about global, national, and political events that occur in our lifetime. We're going to also have guests and also have co-hosts as well, and also plenty of surprises. Catch us on History Now here on ONTV. Welcome back to Between Taorminas here on ONTV. We had to hit a commercial break, but we were talking, I asked Sammy a very good question about should the International Olympic Committee allow professional players to participate in the Olympic Games? And you're saying that you think it's an unfair advantage.
It is in a sense, but there are other people in the country that
Do it.
you know what I mean? So, kind of contradicting myself here. I mean, like, I kind of, if I would say great players, no, but good players, yes.
So you're saying that when the United States won the gold medals in 2008 and in 2012, they should not have participated?
No.
I disagree.
No.
I disagree because, look, I think that, you need to be represented by your best. And if your best want to go and participate in the Olympic Games, who's to stop them from doing it? I think that I loved watching the 2008 Olympics. I loved watching the 2012 Olympics.
If they are competitive games, then they should go. But look at these last two exhibition games. They have not been competitive games.
But I mean, you got to give the Americans credit. You got to give our country credit. I mean, it's not our fault. It's not our fault that we have more talent than everybody else in the world.
I want to see competitive games. I want to see competitive
Well,
games.
in 2004, the United States did not win the gold medal.
In 2004, yeah.
Argentina, I believe, won it, didn't they?
2004 is competitive. But 2000, but it's just looking
my
more like,
goodness.
this is like a sideshow with the U.S., with the Olympics right now. It is.
I'm proud of my red, white, and blue winning the gold medal in basketball. I'm very proud of it. And you should be too. Anyways, let's talk about, do they have miniature golf leagues should miniature golf be a professional sport?
Yes, it should.
Why?
Because you have a lot of great people that can play golf.
Play mini golf.
Mini golf. You see some great athletes that can definitely play it. Miniature golf, yeah, a lot of people say, well, it's a fun sport, yes, but here's the thing. And everybody can enjoy it. But here's the thing. People can get competitive. Very fired.
That is true. They do get very competitive.
There are miniature golf tournaments where
there is, but it's not as well known.
Where you have championships and you have certain championships called the Toilet Bowl.
Yeah.
Now, the Toilet Bowl, of course, we all know the Toilet Bowl is a championship that belongs to the worst golfer of all time. And you look at the Toilet Bowl championship in our league history.
We do have a league.
We do have a league, yes. I mean, like, whoever earns the Toilet Bowl championship has a trophy given to them. Yep, everybody has a championship trophy, you know what I mean? The championship trophy is very important in our league, but the toilet bowl is the next most important thing, and that belongs to the worst golfer. And I'll tell you what right now, the worst golfer in our league for 3 straight years is not here on this set. His name is Ian Albert Weatherspoon, and here's why.
Look, his name's on there.
See, and here is why. See, look at this guy. This loser, he knows.
Hypocrite.
You know what?
Loser?
When he goes to a putt course like Sandy D's Adventure Golf Course and hits a 68 at the course,
That's harsh.
and then of course on that same night, golfs a 72 at that same course. That is the definition of a loser. Who is this guy? Who are you? Hitting a 72 at a 68 Sandy D's Adventure Golf Course. A great golf course, might add. If you go up to Huron County on 2755 Port Austin Road, great golf course.
So you're bashing Ian because of how he performed.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I do agree. I do think that miniature golf needs to be more out there.
Right,
You've
needs to be out there.
you got events like hot dog eating that you
hot dog
consider
eating is
sport.
legal. Yeah, it's a great competitive sport.
We talk about hot dog
competitive
eating.
cheerleading is a sport.
Consider competitive cheerleading, yes.
Yeah, it is a sport, even though a lot of people say it's not, but it is a sport.
Well, and so do you think that TV should program or should broadcast miniature golf?
Yes,
tournaments?
they should, because here's why.
I like colorful balls. Golf
It's
balls.
colorful. You have colorful golf balls. You
Or
have
you got white golf balls.
right. Yeah. It's different. It brings out some of the, you watch professional golf. You have people wearing like bad khakis or dress shirts and all that. In putt golf, just wear regular shirt, regular shorts, sandals. You can go out there and play. You have a golf club and basically go out there and play it and enjoy the moment. You know what I mean? It's a
they're
family-friendly atmosphere.
Well, so you think that it'll promote miniature golf?
Absolutely. I know putt golf courses try to do a good job of that, but
Yes, every
but I
course
know
is
they're
unique.
struggling. But I know they're struggling.
Why are they struggling?
Putt courses. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, the
The company.
company.
But there are a lot of other courses that are getting impact, and
getting good
getting
attention.
Yeah, and I think that putt golf, it's a good sport for everybody to play.
Miniature
It's a
golf,
good
yeah.
sport to bring families together, to bring friends together.
It's also competitive.
It's also competitive.
I mean, you get championships.
Right,
You've
you
got
get championships. You get toilet bowls. I mean,
Yeah.
you get whatever it is. You know what I mean? I think it's a great idea. It's one of those. I would say it's to be right up there with fantasy football. You know what I mean?
Should
when
it
comes
be?
to
I
betting
mean,
and
it's
all
not the level that actual golf is.
that. No.
But I mean, it should be a good alternative. I mean, it's competitive. It's a
Right.
lot of fun.
It even settles disagreements.
Yeah, it settles disagreements. But I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
So you believe that miniature golf should be broadcast on television?
Yes, it
And
should be.
you should have professional miniature golfers,
Right.
which there really is. You
Right.
just have to really go deep, really go out there, and really explore. If you want to really do more research on miniature golf,
Yes.
that's not a bad idea.
No, it's not. It's not a bad
Should they
idea.
broadcast ours? Would we be considered miniature golf? or
Absolutely,
professionals?
we should be broadcast. You know?
Do you think Ian should be broadcasted?
No, he should be censored.
Why?
He should be censored.
Ian
He
plays
wears a
miniature
cat
golf.
costume on TV. He wears.
All right, we got to end it here.
All right.
All right, that'll do it for this week's episode of Between Taorminas. Catch us up next week. I'll see you soon.
Be back.
Yeah, Ian will be back.